Hey there everybody, Matt Busby again for Track Tuesdays. And this week we're going to kind of address a few questions that we had from our last video. We touched a little bit on some of the maintenance that we're going to be doing to all of our track cars here at NCM, and we had a lot of questions as to what we're doing. So we're going to touch a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about build creep, or how do you keep a couple $100 job from becoming a couple $1,000 job. As far as the winter maintenance goes, pretty much anything that moves, turns, spins, whatever, you kind of want to put your hands on it and make sure that it has all the necessary lubrication, whether that be grease or oil or whatever, or just put your hands on a wrench and kind of make sure that everything's tight. So take a torque wrench and on Corvette hubs specifically, the 3 bolts on the spindles are known for kind of backing out. So we always check all of those. We always do a good check on our hubs. We empty and fill diff fluid, trans fluid. This one's we just put bearings in this torque tube, and then engine oil, water, all that kind of fun stuff. Another great maintenance item to check on is brakes. We did a video before kind of going into depth on what you should and shouldn't do performance-wise, but maintenance-wise, this is a great example of what we're always keeping an eye out for. This is a stock C5Z caliper, and you can see what happens to these things. They hold on to a ton of heat, and then the dust seals actually melt, and what this will do is let a whole bunch of air into the system as the piston expands and contracts. One thing that we find in our personal cars as well as the cars here at NCM is what we call build creep. So this car came apart for some torque tube bearings, which is $35, $40 per bearing. What it ended up getting was a few $100 clutch, and then it turns into a new slave cylinder and pilot bearing, and the list keeps adding on, and we find ourselves kind of rationalizing, well, while we're in there, we might as well. And so this is a great example of where a really, really cheap job or inexpensive job became a really expensive job by just rationalizing while we're in there. And so just kind of know that anytime you take a car apart, you're always going to try and talk yourself into putting a whole bunch of stuff on the car that maybe doesn't necessarily need to be changed, which is okay, but account for that, kind of budget for it before you start a project. The counter argument to build creep is just like we just had to do a timing belt on the Miata back here. Well, since we're doing the timing belt, we might as well do the water pump. And it's just efficient and cost effective to do those things while you're in there doing a big job. So there's definitely a balance to find. The key to it is setting the expectation early, knowing that you're probably going to have to spend more money than you expect in the beginning, and just going through the entire process before you do it and having a plan. In conclusion, be careful on all those great Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals that you just got, because it could lead to more budget later. It's great to have a plan. It's great to make a maintenance list going into the winter so you can be ready to rock and roll in March here at NCM Motorsports Park. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.